Three. Play. Awesome. So officially recording as well. Yep, we are. So hello, I see two people. Say hello if you'd like to say hi because I can't see your names and it would be nice to say hi, nice to talk to you guys. It's always nice to be talking to people rather than talking at a screen. So what's up in your world today with relationships, with possibilities, with stuff showing up, stuff not showing up, and what are we talking about today? So we're talking about possibilities because a lot of times relationships in this reality are done from probability, not possibility. And what do I mean when I say that? So right. So are you ready to talk about possibilities? Now, what is probability? Probability is this thing of trying to ascertain the risks, like, betting. In betting, you try to ascertain which horse is going to win, which team is going to win, which player is going to score the maximum runs. And based on that, you bet. And betting, for example, is related to how much you're going to get, how much you're going to put in, how much you're going to get. That's a probability where you're trying to ascertain the risks, whether it's going to work or not work, whether it's going to give you something or not. Should you put in your money, your time, your effort in it? That is probability. Does that make sense? So how many relationships in your life are you doing from probability, the give and take, the trying to ascertain the risks, the trying to win and not lose? Also trying to change and control something which, according to you, after you control it, is going to give you the result you desire. Now that's a probability. That is, when like in Hindi we say, kya chances hain? What are the chances of this working? What are the chances of me not losing? What are the chances of me winning here, right? So in all of these things, what we're basically trying to do is trying to control the outcome, trying to see how much I'm going to get if I put in the time, effort, money, whatever, caring, loving. And it's an idea that's based on survival. It's not thrival. It's, okay, if I give this, then I get that. If I give up this, then I get that. Plus, also a very important element that is part of relationship in this reality and part of the probability structures is trying to change someone to suit and fit your needs, your requirements. Right? So how can you fix this person in a way that they fulfill your needs? Or how can I fix myself so that I fit into what this person needs? Both are needs and they create reactions. So the presumptive reality is I have to fix this person. There's something wrong with them. Maybe they don't dress as well as I want. Maybe they don't earn as much as I want. Maybe they're not as clean as I want or as tidy as I want. Maybe, they don't give me enough time or whatever, the need to fix someone. And you react in a way, or you try to create a reaction with your action, which you think is an action, which is basically a reaction to your need, and try to fix and change the other person. And it starts to create this structure. Like how a structure, it's not a system. So we've just spoken about probability. Now, what are possibilities? Now, possibilities are based on, wow, we're together. What else can we create? What else can we change? What else is possible now that we are in this relationship? Now, that's possibilities. Like, why are you in a relationship anyway? Are you there to survive, just to fit in, just to, like, I see a lot of people doing relationships from the space of, oh, at least I'll have someone to live with, someone to spend my old age with, someone to take care of me towards the end of my life or towards the difficult times. Saath ho jayega. companionship ho jayegi, all of those, or I'll fit the right image of being a married person in this reality because marriage or having a partner is okay and being single is not okay. So, all right, cool, I'm going to do it from that space. Now, none of these are actually possibilities, basically, coming from a presumptive reality that you need to be in a relationship, a presumption, assumption, creating the need to fix them, fix you, to win, to not lose. And again, when you're doing probability, you're creating these structures, you see, the if then else of this reality. If you're married, it's okay. If you have a partner, it's okay. If you are in a relationship, it's okay. If you're single, it's not okay. If your relationship is not working, it's not okay. If you're divorced, it's not okay. If you are in a relationship that's not working for you, stay in it, because it's not okay to voice out that you're not okay in your relationship and that your relationship is not fine. All of those, the if then else of this reality. Now, when we do the if then else, we create like a computer program of reaction, not action, of trying to fit in, trying to win, not lose. Instead, if you were functioning from possibilities, would you rather be functioning from a space of question? Like I just gave you examples of, okay, what else is possible now that I've chosen this relationship or I'm choosing this? Can we create greater together than when we're alone? What else is possible that we haven't even considered yet? Right? Some of the questions that will start to generate an awareness of what your future is going to be like if you're together. Like, will it create greater for me in the next 5 years if I get into this relationship? If I continue with this relationship, will my future be greater than if I'm alone? Now, that is a system which does not have a specific definitive answer, but it creates the awareness of what your choice is going to create and generate as your future. Also, not going into the wrongness of the other person if you already are in a relationship. Like, let's say a lot of us are in relationships, but we keep, excuse me, but we keep trying to change the other person, fix the other person, make them do what we want them to do rather than allowance. And, all right, am I comfortable because I'm in this relationship? That's one of the elements we do not consider. Are you more comfortable in this relationship than when you're alone? Because we talk about allowance, and allowance is not trying to fix the other person. Have you heard of allowance? So I can't see people saying anything here. I wonder if this is making sense to you or not, but it's huge in my world, because a lot of times I see that the reactions come from a space of the other person being wrong or trying to make them do what you want them to do. Also, your need to be validated, acknowledged, loved, cared for, all of those things. And that creates a space of reaction if the other person can't give it to you. It creates a space of reaction for the other person because sometimes you want something from them, but they don't get it and you expect them to understand. And a lot of these underlying energies keep going on instead of clarity and asking for possibilities, which includes not trying to change the other person, not trying to fit into their paradigms, their needs of you either. But again, going back to the space of question, which will create choices and possibilities, right? So there's a beautiful process that I got from the book Salon de Femmes, written by Gary Douglas, founder of Access Consciousness. And it's an amazing process on possibility systems. So would you like to run that for a few days and see if something changes for you? So I was just kind of rereading this book because I had some questions on my relationship, and I was just creating this call, which I'm going to be doing next week, Monday or Tuesday, which is about creating the right vibe in your relationship, the right energy that will allow your relationship to thrive, right? So let's begin with this process, which is how many PRs and NORs. I've just adapted it to the recent conversations on presumptive realities and the need of reactive realities, because when you can let go of the presumptive realities and the needs of reactive realities in your relationship, there is so much more that can show up. Your need going away, your presumptions going away, because a lot of this is learned stuff also, like we learn it while we're growing up. you know. And a lot of people who, we had this when I was getting married. There was this, I don't know if it's there still now, but it used to be like, oh, there's this perfect age to get married, and if you don't get married at that age, then something's majorly wrong, something's not okay, about the girl or the boy. And there is this certain biological age when you should have children. Nobody even asks whether you do want to have children or not, but yeah, that's the kind of presumption that goes on. So I wonder if it's still valid, but I have had a few people come to me talking about, being around 40 or early 40s and not being married, and parents getting worried, and society getting on your nerves, and peer pressure, and looking at other friends who are already married and maybe have children, and you go into, whoa, is there something wrong with me? Can I not do relationship? We're not asking questions there, which is again about presumptions and assumptions, not going to create greater few. Right. So we're going to be using the PRs and NORs in this process. And I'm highly recommending that you run this for 10 days, as am I going to run it for the next 30 days and see what that changes. So how many PRs and NORs are you using to create the probability structures of relationship to avoid losing, rather than the possibility systems that would allow you to be choosing? Everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, popcorn, and shorts, boys, forwards, and beyond. See, because the point of view is that if you're not in a relationship, you're losing. If you're not in a relationship that's working for you, you're losing. If you haven't had children by a certain age, you're losing. If you're divorced, you're losing. If you're thinking of a divorce, you're losing. If you're thinking of how your relationship is not working for you, you're losing. If your man doesn't listen to you, you're losing. If your woman is not controllable, you're losing. And who wants to lose? Everything that brings up, will you destroy and upgrade all? Let's run the access consciousness clearing statement on that. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, poke, on shorts, boys, forwards, and beyond. So what if relationship was not about winning and losing? It was about creating, generating a greater future, more fun, more joy, more comfort in your life. Right. And like I was saying, I think I missed saying that. And like Gary says beautifully, which is one of the things that we don't look at in our relationships is this relationship more comfortable for you than if you were not in one? Right. Because you can't really have allowance if you're not comfortable. Can you? It's easier. I'm saying, yeah, maybe you can, but would it be easier to have allowance if you're comfortable? Wouldn't it? Right? So please ask this question. Well, is this relationship creating comfort for me? And then you can go from there to using the tools for being in allowance and not going into judgment of the other person or of you. And again, running this clearing to create possibilities, not confrontation. Doesn't work. Not judgment. Doesn't work. Not wrongness. Absolutely not. None of these things work, but questions from the space of allowance and creating greater together. And yeah, well, if you're the leader in your relationship, oh, well, then you have slightly more responsibility to choosing greater. Well, we'll talk about that in the call. What stupidity are you using, or how many PRs? And when we say stupidity, so the process in the book is, what stupidity are you using to create the probability structures of relationship to avoid losing, rather than the possibility systems that would allow you to be choosing? Everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pagana, in shorts, boys, forwards, and beyond. So you can actually use the PRs and NORs there as well. Like I said, how many PRs and NORs are you using to create the probability structures of relationships to avoid losing, rather than the possibility systems that would allow you to be choosing? Everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pagana, in shorts, boys, forwards, and beyond. So basically, anything that you're avoiding also does not allow you to have more awareness around it. So if you're avoiding losing in your relationship, which would mean, whatever, all those things that we spoke about. I can't be without a relationship. It's wrong to be without a relationship, or it's wrong to be in a relationship. That's blah. Any of these conclusions are about, I want to have the right man, the right woman, the perfect image, are about avoiding losing. Oh, I shouldn't appear lesser than someone else. Oh, there's something wrong with me if I'm not doing the right thing according to this reality. All of these are points of views about losing. If you are trying to avoid losing, you'll end up choosing something that probably doesn't work for you. So avoiding losing is not the way to create relationship, guys. It's about thrival, it's about asking questions. And here's another question from the book, that if you would like to have a greater relationship, whether you're already in one or you're looking for one, might contribute. And here it is: what physical actualization of a relationship beyond this reality, beyond the PRs and NORs of this reality, am I now capable of generating, creating, and instituting? So one more time: what physical actualization of a relationship beyond this reality and beyond the PRs and NORs, the presumptive realities and the needs of reactive realities of this reality, am I now capable of creating, generating, and instituting? So even if you've had a fight with your partner, whether you're looking for a new partner to be with, a new companion to be with, whether you are in a state where you've just separated from someone, and looking for something new, anywhere you are and in whichever relationship. By the way, this works with relationship with money and body too. Right. So use the questions and see what awareness shows up, what physical actualization of a relationship beyond the PRs and NORs of this reality am I now capable of generating and creating and instituting? Great question to ask. And if you run this with the clearing that I just gave you, I wonder what could start changing for you. I wonder what else would be possible. So thank you. Have a great Sunday. And hey, by the way, I have a call coming up tomorrow, which is about amping up your energy pull. So if energy pull is something that you've been looking at, another great way to attract relationships in your life, attract money, attract wealth, attract the body that you're asking for, whatever you're asking for. Energy pull is actually even discounts and great gifts. So sometimes people tell me that the energy pools don't work. And I was just looking at it and I realized that there are these 7 key things that if you actually add to your energy pool, will totally amp them up and make them way more potent. Right. So that call is tomorrow and you're warmly invited. If you're on my mailing list, you would have received an invite. If you're not, let me know. I'll send you the link to join the mailing list. And you also receive the tool sheet of 5 strategies to avoid conflict in your relationship. So text me if you'd like to join the newsletter, and have a great Sunday. See ya. Bye-bye.